Hi guys, Alonso here again. I'm really glad that a lot of you have started following me and that I'm able to help you on your stock journey. So I've gotten a lot of feedback from people that, looking at different indicators is great, but a lot of people are new and just simply asking, where do I start, right? Like I like the idea of stocks. I know you can make money on stocks. I know there's people that do this for a living, but how do I get started? Where do I begin? So I thought I'd make this video dedicated specifically to that, right? How do you, the average person, get started in stocks, right? I'm not necessarily saying start investing or start trading, but simply where to begin, right? So I'm going to give you three options that you can take on, that you can use to start to have an account and to start paper trading, right? Paper trading being trading fake money, paper money. And this will allow you to get some practice on how to start investing without actually putting hard money into it, right? So the first thing you need to do is to open an account in a platform or a brokerage, right? They go by the name broker, where you can start trading. And I'm going to go over there's a lot of them, but I'm only going to go over the top three. And those are Fidelity, Robinhood, and my personal favorite, TD Ameritrade. So Fidelity, you would go to fidelity.com. You have the link here on top, and you would go to open an account. From there, it's going to ask you information such as your name, your address, where you work, your education level, how much money you were going to start with, your level of sophistication. And there it's going to ask you as well if you're interested in options trading, which will take you to a different page, right? Asking for different information. I recommend that you do that. You want to trading options as soon as you can, but those are the steps required. Your place of residence is going to be important because if you're not in the US, you will not be able to invest in Fidelity or TD Ameritrade, right? So if you're in the US, you can open an account. They're going to ask you for bank information so you can transfer money in and out, as well as a social security number so that they can report to the IRS your gains, hopefully your gains, right? But also your losses if you do lose money. So the first one is fidelity.com. Then about Fidelity in particular, I have used them in the past. I know people that like them. I am not a fan. I think that it's not very easy to follow. It has all the functionality you would want to either invest or day trade, but I personally don't think that it has a lot of the functionality that I would personally look for, right? It has a lot of interesting articles and a good education page, but for me, it's not very intuitive and it's just not very easy to follow. It also doesn't give me a platform where I can quickly trade, which is something that I like. The next, the next one that I will be looking at is Robinhood. Robinhood is very popular. You've probably heard about it. It's known mostly by younger investors, right? Millennials. And yeah, it's free for both stocks and options. You don't have to pay a commission, which is great. But it does have some caveats, right? Like I feel the volume and the spreads are not as favorable as they are in the other two platforms. Spreads, for those of you that don't know, is, for example, when the market is set, right? It comes to a price, let's say $100, right? So then you'll have some people paying $99.99 and others paying 101, right? So 100.01, and then they'll meet at 100. That's what you want. You want a very tight market, so there's very little spread. However, because of Robinhood's size, the spread is not as tight. So it'll be, for example, 99.40 and 100.50, right? So then the spread is broader. So then you won't get as good of a price as you will on some of the other two platforms. So I feel like it's free, but you're paying for it in other ways, right? The volume is also not as strong, so you may have a hard time entering and getting out of positions. And that can be a problem if you're looking to day trade, right? If you're just looking to invest, then maybe it's not that big of a problem. Maybe you can just start investing, once a month or once every other and save yourself the commission. But for 65 cents a trade, it's really not that bad. So I would say, well, yeah, it's good, it's free. I would say you're better off with some of the others because of their functionality. Finally, we're going to look at TD Ameritrade. TD Ameritrade is my personal favorite. The price is it's the one I'm the most familiar with also. The price is 65 cents per option contract, and stocks are free, right? So the good thing about TD Ameritrade, the functionality on the website itself is just okay. But the great thing about it is that you're able to download Thinkorswim, which is their proprietary software. And with it, you can do a lot of different studies and trade in real time. For example, I'm looking at Facebook now. I can look at on the daily chart. I can look at moving averages. I can look at candlesticks. I can look at Bollinger Bands. I can look at the volume. At the bottom here, I can look at the stochastic to tell me if something is sold, oversold, or overbought. I can change it. It has the customization where I can change it so I can look at both daily and weekly activity so I could get a better idea of where it's going in the future. And just one page, I don't have to go to several charts. I also like looking at, if I'm doing some day trading, I like looking at 15-minute charts, right? You have the time frame here. I can look at 15-minute charts and kind of take my trading from there. I have other analysis. This one in particular is the VWAP as well as the volume profile, which tells me the volume for the for the day, which price is the strongest. Some momentum indicators such as the VWAP, which I mentioned earlier. So that is what I like personally about TD Ameritrade, right? It has Thinkorswim, and I think that's huge because the amount of things you could do in Thinkorswim are just endless. I've been doing this for a long time, and I'm still learning new studies and new ways to chart that are more efficient. So with that said, TD Ameritrade, on the top right, open a new account, and it would ask you for similar information. Once you get started, once you have an account, it will ask you to link your bank, but you can link it, but don't even put any money in it. When you're first starting out, you're not ready to trade actual money. Play around with the paper money. You can use some of the strategies and some of the indicators that I show you here to place trades with paper money until you get confident and you're ready to do it live with real money, right? So for now, open an account. We'll do some paper trading and we could take it from there. But this is the number one step. This is the first step that you would need to start learning about stocks. I hope that helps, and I will see you in the next video.